Well, he is the smart man. I also think the boxing is on a very nice to see resurgence with the Anthony
Yep.
Joshuas, the Triple G Canelo fight. There's been some excellent boxing going on lately. I mean, Michael's been doing a lot of great fights. Jimmy Lennon's been announcing a lot of great fights. I'm very happy to see it because I'm like you, John. I'm going to speak for you here. We know that boxing and MMA are apples and oranges, and you and I love both sports, and we're fans of both sports. So, if anything, it's going to bring, in my opinion, the eyeballs onto both sports. We're going to have a heck of a lot of fun watching the give and take and the verbalities going back and forth up until that night of August 26th. I hope I can work out to be in the ring that night to announce Conor, working with the classy Jimmy Lennon Jr., who I like and respect both. We'll see if that happens, but that's just for me. That's not for the world. The world is going to see an event that night that's going to be a spectacle. And I just hope, John, that we have a good fight. However it turns out, I hope we have a number of more than one or two rounds of an entertaining display that we paid our money to watch on pay-per-view. And I hope that for the benefit of both boxing, MMA, and fight fans in general, period. That's what I really want to see. Now, here's the other thing, an odds that I did not mention to you. There is another bet out there of whether or not this fight will break 4.4 million buys that was set by Mayweather and Pacquiao, right? This is the funny thing, John. I don't know if you've heard the odds yet. The odds makers firmly believe it will break 4.4 million because if you bet the over 4.4 million, you get $250 to your $100 bet. It's basically about 2.5 to 1. If you bet under, you'll get around $40 to your 100 by the odds they're putting out, which basically tells us the odds maker, before anybody made a single bet on the fight, have decided that this fight is going to break the record. Do you think it will break the record in pay-per-views?
I honestly do. And the reason why is there's a guy in it called Conor McGregor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just being honest.
It's his world, John. We all live in it. It's his world.
It's the one part of this whole fight. I am looking forward to the lead up. I'm looking forward to hearing Mayweather come back against what Conor's going to say. And I'm really looking forward to see, can Conor get under Floyd's skin? Because no one can do that to this point. And if there's anybody that I think has the possibility of getting there, it's Conor McGregor. And I want to see, exactly how Floyd deals with this, because, Floyd is saying, he's the A side of this, fight. And, there can be a lot of people out there that, oh yeah, I'm telling you right now, that's not true. Conor McGregor is the A side. He may not be the first guy, as far as he may not be the second guy walking out. He may be the first guy walking out. But trust me, Floyd could not get this fight done with anybody else. There's nobody else that he could end up having this kind of talk, this kind of excitement, this kind of payday from in the world of boxing. There's only one guy he could have done it with, and he's doing it, and that's what makes him how smart he is as a businessman. He saw, hey, this is the guy that can put me into that realm that I just – 2 fights ago with Manny Pacquiao, I got that, and I'm going to get it again. And you know what? Way to go, Floyd. You're a smart man. And that's what I love seeing good businessmen, and he is absolutely a very sharp businessman.
Yes, he is. I've known Floyd for a long time, and I respect him for that. You're absolutely, again, correct in everything you just said. I do believe it's going to break it. And then you talk about the fact that MMA fighters, well, I want to go into boxing, and everything. Well, I want the 20 million. I want the 30 million. The bottom line is, even when we've heard these figures for boxers like Mayweather and Pacquiao, it's only been for 2 or 3 or 4 boxers, maybe. That is no guarantee of income because you're an MMA fighter, want a boxing match. Go ahead and try. With all respect, Jose Aldo, go into boxing. With all respect, go for it. You're not going to make that kind of money. You're not going to make the money you're making in the octagon. It's just not. It's not built for that. The business machine is not looking at it that way. This is a phenomenon spectacle of a fight, and they see it. They're going for it. More power to them. Let them grab it. See what happens. I'm with you all the way, John. With you all the way. Now, the big winner. Go ahead.
It's funny. Fans have this perception that boxers make so much more than MMA fighters, and it's like you have no idea.
You're idea.
Crazy. I mean, you could look at Kovalev and Ward, the second fight that just occurred. You could look at the undercard fight, which is Rigondeaux, who's a phenomenal champion. He made $120,000 for that fight.
That's right.
As the champion. Okay? And that's the reality. There's very few boxers that reach that pinnacle. And just as the same as there's very few MMA fighters that reach that pinnacle. And you can't have everybody making that big money because not everybody does what Conor McGregor does in putting butts in the seats and eyeballs on the tube to watch them, to pay their money, to see them. There's very few guys that can accomplish that. And
I'll give
you, as the promoter, you can only put so much money out depending upon what's coming in.
Well, here's a couple of comparisons. UFC fighters going in undercards. If I'm not mistaken, guaranteed $10,000 a show at a minimum, guaranteed $10,000 to win. If I'm not incorrect, I think that's what it is. John, you and I both know.
Plus $2,500 in Reebok money.
Okay. John, you and I both know. Thank you.
Plus the possibility of $50,000 for performance.
Oh, damn.
Which happened,
this whole MMA bid sounded like a good idea.
Which happened in Singapore. The guy making his debut, God bless him, in the UFC Octagon got a $50,000 bonus last Saturday night. Bingo. You and I both know, John, that boxing undercard fighters are making less than $10,000 in that undercard.
Are you kidding me? They're making $500.
That's right. The old days of King of the Cage. Yeah.
Jesus, it's not like people think. I can tell you that boxing, people coming up, they're making 500, 700, 750, 1,000. If they're lucky, they're making 2,000. That means that they're really doing well. It's just not. The money's not where people think.
Well, you know where the money is? You know where the money will be on the week of August 26th? You ready for this? One of the big winners going to be that week? It's not necessarily just the fighters. It's the brothels in Nevada. Conor McGregor's not the only one hoping to go 12 rounds in Vegas. Okay, two of Nevada's most famous brothels are already prepping for the onslaught of horny people looking for legal action while in town for the big fight. One, of course, is the Bunny Ranch. And I'm not a play-for-pay guy, John. I think you know that already. But there's the Bunny Ranch. There's Sherry's Ranch. They have already launched super fight packages, right after the fight was announced. Sherry is offering the ultimate VIP, or you want to joke about it, called the VIP-ness package, for a mere $100,000. The Johns will get 2 tickets to the fight. You'll get your 2 tickets to the fight, along with some pre-fight action with every girl on the staff. You have your pick, and you can be with all 24 girls for $100,000. Not only get your 2 tickets, you get the girls. The Bunny Ranch, Dennis Hoff is running a 2-for-1 special. 2 girls for the price of 1. Hey, such a deal. Go to Vegas. Have a fun time. There you go.
You got to love it, man. You got to love it.
You got to love it.
I mean, the question is, do they both have to be at the same time? Is there like a refractory period that you can rest up? Because I mean, I was always under the impression you're not supposed to have sex before a fight, and maybe that doesn't apply to the observer, so maybe they're waiting till after the fight. I don't know. I was trying to make a joke there, but it didn't work. No, I'm with you. I'm just saying, if I go get the 2-for-1 special, do I have to? I mean, is it like an all-you-can-eat buffet? We have to eat now. We can't come back later for lunch.
Yeah, but if I get the 2-for-1 special and I only get 2 seats to the fight, where does the other girl go? Just kidding.
No, you got to look at it this way, TJ. Hey, it is your responsibility to be in control, to be able to manage that fight, similar to like a Holly Holm was managing the Betch Correa fight. It's your job to manage things. And if you can't handle the 2, that's on you.
All right, here comes a joke. I'm probably going to have to edit out. But would you say that if you're in that situation, you have to dictate the pace?
Oh!
Nice job, TJ.
Thank you. Radio. It's my background.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna get out of the world of fighting and boxing, MMA. God bless everybody in boxing, MMA. We're all looking forward to the fight. I'll say it again. It's Conor McGregor's world. We just live in it. John, one other thing I wanted to mention to you. You mentioned about the power that McGregor has in the pay-per-view. You're absolutely correct. Let's face it. He just made 24 on the list of Forbes top 100 athletes. There's not a single pugilist above him. He's actually the highest paid fighter in the world. Blows me away, John. 4 years after being on welfare. Again, more credit to Conor McGregor. He had 1.5 plus pay-per-views for his last two UFC events has sold. Mayweather, when he last fought on pay-per-view after the Pacquiao fight, if I'm not mistaken, didn't even break like 400,000. So,
hey, did you guys ever see that clip where that UFC ring announcer told that UFC referee that UFC fighter was going to be worth 8 figures? Oh, wait, that was you two. Oh, that was both of you guys.
Isn't that funny, John? I told you that night. Lorenzo Fertitta came out and said it like 3 days or a week later. But I told you it that night, and only you could be the one to back me up, but they actually had it on audio. Did you see where that came out?
Yeah, I did. I saw it. It's funny because the truth is we're sitting in there talking, and you said that, and what was my answer? Yep. Look at you can see it. You can see the reaction of the average, because it's not about the hardcore fans. It's about the average viewer, the person that can take a fight or leave a fight, doesn't matter, but they're drawn to that individual, and that's the difference maker. That's when you